Hello. I decided I'm going to do some more YouTube videos rather than just shorts, and I thought it might be relaxing to just go through my daily process of checking plants' moisture levels, deciding what I'm going to water today, deciding what I'm going to water later. Right now, I have a pretty inefficient soil mix. It's so gritty that a lot of plants really can't get a drink before, it goes to the bottom, and I think the upward soaking up of the water when I put it at the bottom of the tray is slower because there's such a small amount of organic material in my mix. So I've been adding in some peat moss or coconut coir, not sure how to pronounce that, in the middle of the pots for the plants that are particularly struggling and drying out so bad, because what ends up happening is I get a lot of edema issues from inconsistent watering. So this here, it's so bad. Some of the white marks on it are just a fungicide spray. I'm not going to be using the Daconil forever because I don't like how it marks up my succulents so much. It's just, I don't like it. I did purchase a systemic fungicide that I add to the water now. So this one is Echeveria Rugnoni Blue, or allegedly it is. It looks awful. It looks so bad. It's so stressed out. The edema, the powdery mildew, it's been treated, like leaves splitting. I've heard another channel that I really love to watch, Succulent Growing Tips, talk about how, most succulent leaves won't get to the point of splitting. I can split any succulent leaf, apparently. I really overdo it with the watering. Or maybe it's that inconsistent, my moisture retention needs to be improved. So I have perlite now. I'm thinking about changing up my soil mix to make it retain moisture a little bit longer, because what ends up happening is that the soil can go from being like a 3 on the moisture meter to being completely dry in one day. And then the plants can lose leaves all the time. So that's just really frustrating. I don't like the amount that I saw losing leaves over the past year. Now this plant, it might look like rust here, but I believe it's powdery mildew that turned orange once I treated it. I just did another spray today because I'm only left one leaf on it, and it's such an unhealthy leaf, but I love this plant. It's a Crassula garnet lotus. So hopefully with my water, which is currently spiked with mosquito dunks, BTI bacteria to kill fungus gnat larvae but not hurt the plants. It's got a little bit of seaweed fertilizer to, because we're entering the growth season, and I also want to see flowering on plants, although all of them are beheaded, so I don't know what the point of that is. And maybe I'm sending them mixed signals actually with the seaweed. And then also just a little bit of organic fertilizer, nothing crazy. So yeah, it's organic fertilizer, systemic fungicide, which is the most important. It's a bonide product. And then because I want to deal with fungus issues without marking up my plants and without needing to spray them and destroy the farina. Now, anyway, this pile to the right is stuff that I want to water tomorrow. So the decision that I'm making here is, okay, the soil is at the complete dryness level. However, the leaves are really plump, and I'm not trying to constantly be triggering edema. So these are going to get watered tomorrow. These are being watered today because they are so dry, and their leaves, I just decided they needed to be watered. And then these are moist ones that do not need to be watered today or tomorrow. And then I guess I'm going to put them back in the shelf, possibly in an order that's reflective of this. So we'll see. But this is the shelf I'm doing. I'm going from right to left. So let's just check each plant. And yes, I know other people are more confident with their handling of lifting it up and going, oh, it's lightweight. But sometimes they'll feel lightweight to me, to my hand, and they'll still read like a 4 or 5 on the moisture meter. So this is totally dry, and these leaves are soft. So this is going to get watered today. Okay. So again, we're moving away from the Daconil. Hopefully this is the last bottle of it I'll have to make. I don't mind spraying it on a leaf that's already a bad leaf. So since I beheaded these, all these leaves are just really there to keep the plant alive while it's making offsets. I don't want these leaves to stay forever because they're ugly. I want to have aesthetic succulents 1 year from now. That's my goal. This one was really, really dry, and the leaves are soft, so I'm going to fill the water up like 80% of the way on that tray. That's perfect. Okay. Now you can kind of see my thought process. I love this little thing. It's so easy, and it's really easy to clean and take apart. I've been putting my mosquito dunks. You're not going to be able to see it, but I put my, well, you can see it a little bit, the shadow of it, but I've been putting my mosquito dunks in 2 biodegradable tea bags. I guess they're paper. So whatever. I've been putting it in a tea bag and then putting that in another tea bag and sealing it with staples and just hoping that it doesn't have too many issues. Now, the edema on this is my favorite plant. You wouldn't know it from how it looks. Looks like an absolute mess. See, I would have thought this was bone dry, but it's at 3. So this is a good example of one that won't even need to get watered tomorrow. We're going to want to wait at least another day for that. Now, most of my succulents, with how dry this soil mix is, and again, I'm going to be working on that this year, but with how dry it is, they cannot really go more than like 4 days before they start to shrivel up leaves. They get really dry. They can go a week at times, but usually then they become so soft that there's like a bounce back period needed. And yeah, so this, again, I would have thought by that crunch that this was really dry, but it's at like a 2.5 on the moisture meter. The edema is also terrible. I'm just going to feel the leaves are nice and solid. So this does not need to get watered tomorrow either. Also, sorry if it's annoying that's turned that way. It's just turned that way because I wanted to give myself a view of the offsets that are just starting to form since the beheading. So it's a little bit dark here, but yeah, there's 3 teeny tiny offsets there. And my purple dance offsets usually dry up before they get to go anywhere, but we'll see. Okay, so now this is Echeveria Dark Vader. I have kind of an interesting new strategy with my succulents, which is I'm not doing IDs anymore. I am on some, but I'm really not pressuring myself to do it. And this is because I am autistic and I have such bad energy drain. And this is a hobby that is meant to keep me calm and help me self-regulate. And it's really working for me. Okay, so this is still moist. So it's going to go in the still moist pile over here to the left. And then, that's going to bother me if it's tilted like that. So I'm going to put that up on the carpet. Okay. Let's see. E. laulensis. Is this Chihuahuensis and Laui? This is kind of what it looks like to me, because it looks like a Chihuahuensis with Echeveria Chihuahuensis with, which I guess is a region in Mexico, I'm pretty sure. Like the dog breed is named after. Okay, so it's dry, but it's not all the way dry. So I'm going to water this tomorrow. But you can see here's a perfect example of one. This cultivar or hybrid, this hybrid has dry leaves like crazy. And it also puts out new leaves really well. And it puts out offsets really well. So I'm not going to worry about those leaves being dry because I know that Chihuahuensis and this Laulensis, they just want to do that. Like they want to have, they tend to dry up leaves faster for me. So I'm just going to assume that that's their natural state and that they're not, the kind of plant where you don't lose a leaf often, and that they shrivel up leaves faster, but they also grow leaves faster. Okay, so now I've got a Lola. Lola is one of these species that I always tend to kill. They're either thirsty or they're too well fed. This looks like a very overly plump Lola to me, so even if it's dry, I think I'm gonna let it. Oh god, okay, it's completely dry. All right, well, I can water it tomorrow or I can give it a few more days. I think I'm gonna water it tomorrow. I don't want it to start putting roots out is the thing, but I'm gonna water it really lightly tomorrow. So even the ones that are in this category of being watered tomorrow, they might only get like a really faint drink at the bottom of their little tray. This is because I just don't want to keep having these edema issues. I don't want to keep overwatering them. Yeah, this is so firm. I'm like very hesitant to even want to water this. And it's dry, but it's so firm. And I tend to, Princess Blues are another one that I kill a lot. This might be like my 4th one attempting. You can't really read the label, but I know it's there. There we go. Princess Blue gives me a lot of trouble, but it's very, very plump right now. So I'm going to put this in the tomorrow category, but again, just the lightest amount of water maybe. I'm not even sure on that one. My instinct is almost to put it with the moist ones, with the moisty boys. And what are you? You are Polydonus. Okay. See, they're not going to look familiar if you're... Okay, this is soft. This is really soft. And, okay, so this is soft, but the dryness level is not all the way there. So, because it's soft, I'm going to say you want water, you're going to get watered tomorrow. Okay, let me move these plants. I'm going to go over here. So now, let's see, who do we have up here? Oh, this one. I've wanted this one to live so much. I just want you to live. I got it from Bad Plant Mom on Etsy, but the fungal issues that I have put on this plant, I think it might be blue curls or something like that, technically, but as you can see, it's a mess. The leaves, this leaf is probably not even just covered in decanil. It could even, I mean, there's rot on it. Like, it's not doing good. So this has rot all over it. Look at that. And the node is not looking healthy. I'm not even going to hold out. That whiteness is not powdery mildew. I believe that's daconil based on the pattern of it. I've looked at a lot of powdery mildew in the past year. So this blue curls or whatever it is going to... Well, let's find out. Wait, no, we checked the moisture meter, didn't we? Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. I don't remember. Nope. Okay, so it's at a 2. That means that for you, especially with how fat your trunk is, it's not like you're about to go thirsty. I'm going to err on the side of losing this very last leaf and put you over here. I'm sure that's not the best idea, but whatever. Now this is a thirsty plant. This is my most thirstiest plant. I've tried holding off watering because as soon as you start losing leaves, you go, oh, is this because of fungus? Is it because of dryness? Is it because of overwatering? And you don't know. So I think I tested it enough to realize it wasn't overwatering and that this just likes to be watered. It really doesn't like to dry out. It's at a 2. I'm going to water this tomorrow for sure. So this one is a... Now you see my old labeling. I'm not doing this labeling anymore. The S means probably Sedivaria, so it's probably a Sedum and Echeveria hybrid. That's when I bought it. That was the Etsy nursery that I got it from. And this just likes water, so I'm going to be watering this one tomorrow. I do want to see how it turns out. I think it's supposed to turn pink, maybe? It has so much surface area, though, so I'm always worried that it's got new powdery mildew popping up. There could be spores, but whatever. I'm doing my best to try to address the fungus issues because I buy from too many different places because the different plants that I want are not going to all be sold from the same nursery. This one is not doing great. It just doesn't feel good. It looks a little translucent to me, but that could also just be the way this one is. All right, well, the moisture level is at a 3. So, do I water you tomorrow or do I give you more time to air out? Okay, with the moisture level at a 3, I think this one's gonna need another couple days to air out, so we'll revisit you. I'm gonna put you with the moisty boys. All right. Okay, so now this one is Echeveria costa. Okay, so you're dry. You're dry, but your leaves are very firm. So, I don't want to cause any edema. And you don't have any edema currently. This is a rare plant where after the beheading, the leaves left are not in terrible shape. So, since you're facing up to the sky, what does that mean? Does reaching up to the sky mean that you want water, or does it mean that you're happy with water? I feel like if you want water, you're going to open up more wide. So I'm going to put you over here with the moisty boys, which kind of is, that logic is making me re-question this one for if it should be watered tomorrow. But we'll see. Muria hortense. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but my husband calls this the jelly bean. Some people think they look like a little mouse. This is my first Muria hortense that I ever got, and there's just one little spot on it where I think it had powdery mildew, and I sprayed it and killed it right away. I'm worried that I'm pushing it too far and that it's gonna like suddenly rot, and that'll be so sad, because this is honestly one of my most favorite plants, and the fact that my husband likes it really makes me like it. I love this part here. This is the part that I think makes people say it looks like a mouse, where it has that little like, that little curve that almost looks like a little butt cheek or something. And I kind of see it as like a bread loaf, like when you're kneading bread and tucking it under itself. So this one does not need to be watered. This one's happy. That one I just kind of water whenever I fancy. And it seems like it can take a lot. I have 3 other ones. 2 of them are doing pretty good. One of them is a little smushy and nasty, and I'm trying to see if the systemic fungicide is helping it, but we'll see. Okay, so now who are you? You are Orion from Queen of Succulents on Etsy. Okay, well, first things first. I'm worried after the head chop that there's no nodes available to even have a baby, to even produce offsets, because they shoot out roots so fast, and we don't need to be working on roots right now, friends. We need to be working on growth. We are entering the growth season. Okay, so this one's fully dry. I'm gonna water this now. Let me see. Yeah, my gut is just telling me water it now because of those aerial roots. I know aerial roots can happen for more reasons. But generally, I don't know. I just want to I want to encourage the kind of growth that I want to see. This one actually is so dry, I'm going to fill it up all the way. It'll drink a little bit of that. One of the additives I have in my water is causing that to foam. Okay. What is this one? Echeveria Ramajo or Ramajo. I'm not sure how we're supposed to say it. It's a Korean hybrid. Oh, there's some edema on it now. Oh, plenty of edema. Honestly, some like fully cracked little split leaves. Okay, that makes me sad. So this one I've been erring on the side of not watering, even though I can tell right now that it's very dry. Just because I just want to be gentle with it, and I don't want to see more of this edema, although maybe by not watering at times, and then it's inconsistent watering that's causing the edema. It's not like you just get the edema from over watering. You would get rot from that, I assume. This is the thing that happens to me. Oh, here. It was under there. I couldn't find my moisture meter. Okay. Oh, perfect. So it's not even all the way dry. So you are going to go and hang out with the other moisty boys, because I do not want to mess you up, because you're so cute and I want to see your winter colors again. I love my winter colors. Oh. Okay. Let's see, we have Echeveria Snow Shower is the ID on this. Now, again, I just want to say, let's take these IDs with a grain of salt, because they are like different hybrids and cultivars. I've seen some completely different plants have the same name too at times, and I'm sure, you know, I'm not the first to have noticed it. I'm sure it happens a lot. We're all trying to come up with, you know, ways to market our special plants, I guess. Or if we're hobbyists, you know, we want the recognition for, I guess, developing a creative and a pretty and hardy hybrid. Although I do hear people say that people are mostly breeding hybrids for looks. We've got some edema on this leaf here. This node might That might be a little bit of like extra bark. I know it's not bark, but it might be a little bit of extra leaf material stuck on there from like prior dead leaves. Or it might be that the node is already rotting and that's never going to produce an offset. But we've got some mild edema on these two leaves. Let's see. I believe Snow Shower is one of those ones that I wasn't like overly excited about. I just got it because it was a good price for something. Oh my gosh. Okay, so it's at a 7 on the moisture. The leaves are obviously very plump, but like, okay, no, when I pick it up, I can feel it. So it's a moisty boy. I was going to say, I thought it was going to be really lightweight for some reason. I cannot go by my intuition. I don't have, as an autistic person, or at least with my particular, you know, autism is a spectrum disorder, and there's like a kind of a grab bag of symptoms you can have. Like, not everybody has the same ones. We just have this big list of things that are common with autism. And let's see, these leaves are really firm. Again, I just don't think most of these plants are going to need to be watered. Probably even the ones that I have. Okay, it is dry, but it's very firm. So I kind of want to give it some time. I want to put it with the Moisty Boys. And in fact, I think I'm going to make a switch. I think this was from a plant that was like a bigger rosette. I'm going to put this in the ones to be watered tomorrow. But I'm going to put you, Princess Blue, in with the Moisty Boys because I think you need a couple more days before you can be watered based on my past experience with you. And then Lola, I'm gonna give you some water despite my judgment telling me that maybe I shouldn't. This one I want to repot because of these roots on the bottom. It's kind of like a little tree of life, the shape. Sorry about being in shadow. I should really get some of my old YouTube lights up here from 10 years ago. And I used to have a transgender journey themed YouTube channel. Oh yeah, the aerial roots. There's even some pink roots down there. This needs to be repotted no matter what. I gotta repot this. It's not happy in the current situation. So let's measure it. Okay, she's dry. So maybe we'll repot now. And but I'm so close to getting all those other ones figured out. This one's gonna be a water right now, but I wanna repot it first. I probably specifically should not be doing both of those things. I should probably just repot and then water. The farina is so destroyed. Okay, yeah, with some edema on there and a split leaf, I'm gonna say we'll repot and then we'll put you with the Moisty Boys. So you're gonna go there. Your thoughts. I don't want to dry these boys and girls out and kill them. I really don't. I mean, honestly, a lot of you, I don't know if lithops actually are one sex or if they produce both. But they probably don't, you know, have like identity and stuff like that and think of themselves and think at all, let alone think of themselves as boys and girls. So I think it's okay if I don't get it right. Now, yeah, I don't know. Like, do they need water? Do they need to have some dry time? They're very firm right now. They grew from seed. I don't know. I just kind of want to see what they do. I don't think I have any particularly interesting patterns. I do see a little dead one in there. Someone who dried out. Let me get that focused. Okay, perfect. This seems dead to me. Yeah. Rest in peace, cute little plant. I'm sorry you didn't make it. I'm sorry my care wasn't right. Well, now that makes me feel like I probably need to water these. Also, like, I know that they have, like, kind of a strict dormancy situation. I don't even want to measure the moisture meter with this. Yeah, okay, they're dry. They're super dry. I don't know. Alexa, when should I refrain from watering lithops? Why am I even asking her? She's going to give me wrong information at the time.
Lipstick plants like to be watered fully,
No.
and they like to be let to dry in between.
No, Alexa.
Meaning...
Never mind. Yeah, we're not going to find out from her. It's fine. I think I might water these a little bit. I don't know. That's my instinct, is that they need a little bit of water. And then they'll be... Oh, that's going to annoy me. I don't have any paper towels nearby, though. Okay. Let's see. Okay, now I've been watering this one since I noticed how, after the beheading, that the leaves on the bottom were so thirsty. Maybe they were getting old and the plant was ready to absorb them anyway, but this is... Okay. This is Echeveria mensa, and I imagine it's going to be a moisty boy, because I feel like I watered it recently enough, but let's find out. It is at a 5. You are certainly a moisty boy. Your leaves aren't plumping up much, but I guess this top one is less wrinkly. They're still fairly wrinkly. I just want it to stay alive to grow some more. I do have a cutting, a mensa cutting that's doing okay, though. But you never know with my cuttings and stuff like that. Like, they could be doing great and then suddenly dry up because that tray needs to be watered a lot more. I probably made a mistake by using the grittier mix. I'm not sure if I did. I think what I'm going to do for the next time I do a tray like this is I'm going to fill it with the moisture soil, the soil that gets more moisture retentive on top, and then the grittier on the bottom, just to, like, I don't know, have something for the ones that are still establishing their roots. But then as they go lower, if they don't want to be soaking wet, you know, I feel like that might be a solution. I'm not sure. I know there's that thing about putting like big rocks at the bottom that can just raise the water level and actually waterlog your plant worse or something. But I just mean a less dramatic gradient from super gritty to fairly moist. So I beheaded these, but they were like not green at all. They didn't necessarily look rotted, though. They kind of just looked like the stem is so stressed from the amount of light, and maybe from being root bound and also not... this is just extremely stressed. So I think this might still put out a little offset. I'm keeping the stem there for now. But yeah, these ones just grow in this little TV. I actually got them as a highly etiolated version of this same plant because I thought it looked really alien, and I didn't know anything about succulents, so I didn't even know that etiolation was like, you know, not desirable. I'm going to call this a moisty boy because it just feels heavy to me for this one. I feel like I'm fairly familiar with this, and I think I just did the chop even more recently than some of the others. Okay. That little wood chip that came in with some succulent potting mix forever ago. What is this? Echeveria Pikachu? Yeah. Yeah, we like Echeveria Pikachu. Let's see, do we have any offsets growing yet? It's way too dark with this lighting to really tell. Yeah, I don't see any yet, but I have to decide how many of these leaves to keep on. But I feel like it's had enough leaves removed that there should be room to make offsets. Okay, let's figure out if it needs water, though. It's a little bit... Okay, so it's not fully firm. That's good. Yeah, it's dry. You're getting water. You're getting water, friend. See, the lithops drank the water quickly. I didn't water them that much, but they did drink it up. Whereas some of the other plants, like, literally, it makes me wonder, like, what's going on with that soil mix, or what's going on with those roots? Like, are some roots activated and suck up the water faster? I know that lithops have, like, a tap root, so I assume they would specifically be good at drinking up the water quicker. Okay, this is probably annoyingly. Oh yeah, this needed to get charged up. My little Nerf gun. Okay, so a plant of this size, I'm thinking I'm going to fill this up like a third of the way, maybe half. Okay, well, hope I didn't breathe too much of that in, but I'm pretty sure I am at times, and I really need to reconsider wearing my goggles and breathing mask when I'm watering with additives. Gotta be healthy, you know. Snow fairy. Okay, so this is Echeveria Snow Fairy. Okay, medium firm leaves. Terrified to touch them, honestly. I would call these leaves like 80% firm. Oh yeah. Okay, you're getting watered today. Oops. I'm quite clumsy. Sorry. Autism. Reduced proprioception or something. Dyspraxia as well. My family, this is terrible. My mother and stepfather used to mock me for my clumsiness, falling down. I could fall down and I could just trip over my feet very easily as a kid, and this happens to other family members that I have who are diagnosed with autism too. Now that I know that I'm autistic. Okay, so this plant is fully dry, and ooh, it's super soft. Okay, bud, you're gonna get, I'm gonna have to put my Crocs on. I don't want to get my socks wet. Give me a fairly big drink. The shelf is empty. So this is what we got. Here, let me zoom out. The shelf is empty. I've got my plants to be watered tomorrow. Plants that were watered today, which I guess I'll put all the way to the left. And then plants that should be watered in a few days. In 2 days, maybe more. Probably that will be fine. But yeah, I might not even need to check their moisture levels as well. I wonder if I should use a sticker as like as a system. Like I have these little metallic star stickers or sparkly or whatever. Let's see. Whoops. Of course, I'm dumping Clorox everywhere. Trying to get a Clorox wipe out because it got detached from the... Okay. Okay. Let me get my Crocs on. My little... You know what? I'm going to pause. Okay, got my Crocs. I've got some projects going on here. Got to build some larger bookshelves that we bought weeks ago. But I have to have the energy spend to empty out the current bookshelf. So my husband wants me to just do one at a time, and I'm going to empty and he's going to build. I'll help him too for any parts that need a two-person part for safety, as long as he lets me or you know, tells me what to do. Sometimes I can be like almost like a safety liability because I could get hurt. So it's like now you have to, I need a lot of extra guidance to be able to help. And when you're building IKEA furniture, it's not like your building partner has more guidance than you. You're both usually seeing this furniture assembly guide for the first time. Okay, so we have plants that already had a drink today. And they are going to go... I feel like they should go to the left because I like to start from the right normally. So I feel like the ones that had a drink today are going to go on the left. And how should I do this, though? Like, what's the best angle? Okay. Ugh, I hate getting this stuff on my hands. But it is what it is. Okay, I think I might just speed this up after. Oh, maybe I'll do back to front. That would be a much smarter because then I don't have to take them all out every day, because taking them all out every single day sounds shitty. The lithops I don't really like to put on the back, but I guess I can. Probably will help me keep them alive, honestly. I got to bring them closer to the top. I should repot them and bring them closer to the top so that I can see. Poop. Okay. All right. Then we have things that need to be watered. Yeah, this system is not going to last. I just decided it's just not going to last. That's okay. See, this is the thing with this guy, with our Echeveria Aurora, even though it's a moisty boy, like, I feel like the little the offset is not ever being able to keep its leaves moist. I don't know. So something's not, the water's not coming through in this organ here properly, but that's okay. All right, we're going to figure it out. Okay, moisty boys. That one needs to get repotted. Oh, this one needs to go like this, a doy. So I'm trying to keep an eye on those offsets. I'm sure this is mostly going to be out of focus. I don't know that... Well, it doesn't matter, because if I'm speeding it up, it doesn't matter. I think what I'll do is I'll cut these off at... Ha ha ha. Ugly, but it fits. So it's gonna have to stay. This guy is gonna be our repotting friend. Do you already... Oh, you have some offset... Oh, now I don't want to repot it because it has offsets already. Okay, I'm not going to mess with it. I don't want to kill it. Yeah, I'm not going to repot it. It's just going to have to figure itself out. I mean, it's probably not root bound. I don't think any of my plants are old enough to be root bound. A lot of them are only 6 months old or less. Some of them are only 3 months old. Well, 3 months from the nursery, but, I potted, since I potted them. So, all right. Then how are we going to tell what are we going to water tomorrow? How about... Okay, so I will, starting from this Echeveria pink peony, I will... Oh, no, that's also one of the... No, that's one of the ones I'm going to water tomorrow. Yeah. So this Lola is like really... I'm really not sure about this one. No, it's dry as hell. It's getting watered. It's getting watered, yeah. Sometimes I gotta trust my first intuition. All right, there we go. Echeveria tigella. There we go. Echeveria big lilac. Where is my... Okay. Nope. We're disturbing it far too much just to get those dry leaves off. Not worth it. Echeveria laulensis, you will go here. Okay. That's my little symbol. It means from this pot onward, water them tomorrow. See how this new system works. Always creating a new system. Okay. Echeveria Spark, Citaveria Vera James, these random cuttings of Graptopetalum superbum and probably a Paragaiense or something. This is whatever, Monophilus, whatever the bunnies are. It says Z on it because I have a little post-it note that I fake laminated that has a Z on it. And that lets me know, what the label is, what the ID is. Okay, self-regulation shelf number 2. We're gonna do the same thing. Oh God, I got Daconil over here and rubbing alcohol, and I've got this. We're gonna do the same thing as this shelf above. Okay, so I'm just going to do my best to try each thing, and I'm going to categorize it as a moisty boy, as a water right now, or as a water tomorrow. You're going to be water tomorrow. Oops. Even though some of you need a little drink. These Kalanchoe stems, it was a Kalanchoe Aurora Borealis. I've killed so many Kalanchoes. They just always die. It's like I don't water them enough, or I water them too much, or maybe they hate the soil mix that I use. Honestly, that's probably it. Let me see. I think if I'm at the same level as the little grow light, it looks like garbage. But if I go from here, hopefully these fans aren't too annoying. So this is Echeveria J'adore. It's a beautiful Korean succulent that has nice stress colors. And this is a moisty boy. Okay, you go over here, moisty boys. So I still need to... No, I'm not going to repot that plant, so I don't have to do that other task. Okay, great. This, I honestly don't really... I think I might put it with the moisty boys just on principle because I keep killing Lolas. Yeah, you're a moisty boy. And Lolas, I think what happens is their signals that they give about being up or open don't translate well. So I'll think that they're thirsty, but then their leaves are so engorged that they all fall off. And then I have another naked Lola with no head, and it's ugly and annoying. I feel guilty even just saying ugly like that. This is dead. It's a lost cause, but I want it to live so bad, so I keep putting it in there to try. Sometimes this happens. This seems wet to me, but I guess I'll check it. Oh yeah. She's moist. She's moist critical. Okay, there you go, little moisty girl. Oh, some of them, they still have little bits of water in them. Ew. All right. Don't hate me. I'm doing this. I'm dropping it in the propagation tray. Because it's not... If it hasn't drunk after that long, then there's like an issue. This is getting a little translucent, these leaves. I don't even care about these offsets. This plant is so disgusting and bad. Oh, hicks. It's Echeveria Ice Swan. You're a moisty boy. I don't even know. Do I even need to do this shelf? I feel like this shelf, I kind of know a little bit better what needs to be done and what doesn't. I feel like I might have a handle on watering these guys a little better. I think I might be able to also because of the, like, different patterns of how this... like, the shelf above where it's all black trays, I feel like I have to check every single plant. Whereas this one where they have different trays, different pots, designs, and sizes, I kind of feel like I have a better memory, like, just in my head for, like, how moist were they yesterday. I'm really worried about the terracotta ones. I'm used to losing so many leaves on the plants in the terracotta pot. I've determined that I need to, one, make my mix a little more moisture retentive, and two, like I need to water, but yeah. And two, I need to put more plants in. So yeah, my two strategies have been to add more moisture retentive ingredients into these soil mixes here. And I just don't want a lot of rotting material. Okay. Oh, you're still moist. Okay. Yeah, it's working. Good. And I feel like the terracotta is probably saving it from rot. Like, I'm really not scared of these getting rotted. And that makes me think that the Serrana is doing okay and that this pot is doing okay, because look how engorged these look. I feel like I just don't even need to check it today. The ones in the back, I always... No, that's heavy. That's heavy-ish. I don't know. My purple dances are all so prone. The thin-leafed varieties that I have here are so prone to getting the issues with powdery mildew and edema. So, you know, and I live in Pennsylvania. It's freaking cold here in the winter, and we're near the window. So I do understand why powdery mildew... I mean, it's not like it gets that cold. It doesn't get to a frost point, but it does get cool enough that powdery mildew starts to really flourish. And then I had some spores going around, and I really was not appreciating just how much I couldn't just spot treat. So similar like this plant is always drying up leaves, driving me crazy with that. You know what? I'm actually going to just dump it more like this style. Okay. Oops. And I'm always trying to figure out how much moisture you want. And I feel like this Crassula wants so much. But that's okay. This time it looks like it didn't drink everything that I gave it. And since I don't need it to be sitting in water, it's good to dump it. I've also been trying a new strategy of potting up plants from Etsy. Basically under-potting them, because I think I've been over-potting a lot, and I'm really starting to suss out that the problem is probably the soil mix, and that my hopes of having a perfect soil mix the very first time developing the recipe were just not realistic, and that's okay. Like, it's okay to not be fully realistic. I just need to at least water. This Haworthia here is drying up a lot. And then, ooh, you're soft. You're not, but I'm just going to risk it with you. And okay, you guys are dry. Y'all's dry as heck over here. I'll put it on. Zoom. Since there's a lot of plant material in here, I kind of filled it up. Not 100%, but a lot. I feel like these plants might drink it up, and then they won't need a drink for a while. The ones that are in the back, my strategy is sort of to, like, not, over-mother them, because I want them to live. So, the Haworthia leaves are not... I don't know if that one's fully dry, like papery, crackery dry. No, it's not. I want to let it keep it until it sucks all the moisture out of it, just in case it needs that. And then there we go. I cannot wait for that one to flower. It's going to be so pretty. This Kalanchoe, I guess I'm erring on the side of not watering it because they stay firm for so long, and I just don't trust you. That's why it also has the most shallowest saucer. I do not trust you, Kalanchoes. You're always trying to die, and that makes me so sad because you're so beautiful, and I want to love you. I need to do that for you. So yeah, see, another Laulensis. Lots of dead leaves underneath, but it's like difficult to prune without accidentally, like, knocking the whole thing apart. Okay, I feel like you might need water personally. You might just personally need some water because you seem a little bit like a thirsty baby. And honestly, that whole tray probably is. Yeah. Except this thing, but this Violet Queen is just a mess. I don't think there's any salvaging you. No, this is rotted. This is just dead. Wait, Do you have an offset on you? Or is that an offset covered in powdery mildew? Or a rock? No, I think you're dead. I think you're dead. It's okay. There will be other violet queens. Yeah. A little... I kind of want to throw this whole thing away. Oh, it's disgusting. But I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to go. Yeah, I can tell it's still wet in here, so it didn't even drink. There was nothing to even drink. So it's not even like part of the roots were alive, like zombie, half, you know. I'm not sure if plants die all at once. I feel like they don't do that. I'm just gonna put that over there. Here, look, I'm splitting another leaf. I gotta stop overwatering. See that little guy? Poor little babe. Okay, whatever, dudes. Absolute freakazoids. This feels like it might be damp still. But nope. Look, it's totally dry. See? I cannot go by the changing colors of the soil. Oh my gosh. This Benbatis better not ever die. Because my husband's name is Ben, and I love him so very much. And there's a nasty ass fungus gnat over there. I hate you, dude. Absolutely not a fan. Okay, this is dry. But the leaves are also splitting. So you've got leaves drying up. Maybe that's just normal for you. It's a subsessilus. Okay. We've got more recent leaves splitting. We've got some leaves looking good. Okay. We've got you. Oh my gosh, look at all the babies. Caveria minima, you started growing really fast and I didn't even notice it. I don't know. I don't know if any of these other ones need to be watered. You might. Okay, you just absolutely need a chop. This is just not gonna work. There are babies on the side. I'm a jerk. Why did I do that? Well, I guess it'll help them grow even better, hopefully. We really, really, really hope. Okay, you need less edema, but I'm sure part of that is... You're wrinkling. You're wrinkling. You're getting watered. And then... You're getting watered, I guess. I keep stimming in my head by saying the Tyler the Creator line, "Crib's so big I need a diaper and a sippy cup." It's just funny to me. It's so silly that I'm like the absurdist humor. I don't even think it's funny, the idea of an adult needing a diaper. I understand that that's a real thing, and I respect it. Like, I'm not trying to shame anyone, but I do like that. I guess, I wonder if by finding something absurd, are you also, that shouldn't be absurd, you know, like, trans people used to be a joke on TV, on sitcoms and stuff, and it was really hurtful. It really made me feel ostracized and, oh, you've still got liquid in you. Yikes. Okay, I gotta deal with this a little better because each time they're having an issue. Ice Blue, you might need... You're gonna go in with the other little ones, I think. The medium-sized little ones. Okay, what else are we doing? We got these guys. Okay. Well, now you're gonna see the extremely lazy way that I clean my pruning shears. I have 70% alcohol here. Alexa, what time is it? Alexa, what time is it?
It's 2:29 p.m.
Okay, thanks. All right, I think I did a pretty good job down here. Now, let's see. Let's just check this bad boy. This Buddha's temple, Chrysula. I love it. We really want to keep it going. And you're dry, and you're gonna have brown leaves if you get too dry, so I'm gonna put you right back. And you go here. What else? I needed to get something. All right, I needed to get the water because I'm going to be doing. It's me trying to hold my breath, trying to not breathe because I'm not wearing my mask and I feel like I'm breathing in such bad things. Okay, so here's another one where I always have a decision to make, all right? Last Chance Lagoon. I adjusted the soil medium. What do we have in here? We got some Head Chop, we got a Crisp It Beauty, we got, I don't know, probably some kind of Princess Blue or Violet or something. Then we've got some kind of Graptoveria, maybe Margaret Rose, and then we've got a Lovely Rose here. Okay, a Graptoveria Lovely Rose. So that's, I think most of these guys are okay. I feel like I check these more like, I don't know, like naturalistically, like just walking over. I'm too short for this task. I'm gonna get my headphones because these need to be kept safe. Okay, so let me see. Oh, it's quite dry. Okay. Actually, I'm really glad that I checked. Okay, so what did I check? I checked on, whoopsies. Got less of a mess going on here. More organization. Okay, well, my water level's getting low, but I need to water at least this pink guy. And I checked the softness of those back there. They could probably get watered tomorrow. So similar to the shelf with the different shaped pots because it has like those terracotta pots, the little Pennington ones, and then it has like the saucers with multiple, you know, like down there, the ones that have 4 little plants to a saucer. So like because of the different looks of it, I feel like I'm more like mentally breaking it up, and just my mind just remembers better. So like if there's too many of the same, okay, so this one, it's not time yet. And if this one's not ready yet, then that means this one can probably handle more. I don't want any more edema on that. That's a Rignoni blue that's mature, and I want those seed pods to have the right amount of water so that they can give me some seeds, hopefully. I've been cross-pollinating like crazy. It's really important to me. Then there's this plant here. Okay, it's actually firm for once. I'm not seeing any signs of powdery. Let me check for oh god, I'm really playing fast and loose here. Oh god, I don't have the kind of coordination that I might hope for. I need the tweezers that are down here. God, I'm really trying to do too much at once for my level of coordination. I'm liable to stab myself in the face with these little sharp tweezers if I'm not careful. Yeah, I'm littering on the floor. I will pick it up. For the most part, this plant looks fairly happy. Okay, kind of, but, okay. Let's just see what we think. What do we think about you? Oh, okay, never mind, you're good. That's a Nixana. And I had dropped all of them. This plant has been dying since I got it, and I've been just trying so hard to get it back to life. But I killed so many fungus gnat larvae that were bothering it. I do feel proud of myself for that. This inflorescence has been also driving me crazy. Basically, they often are not opening at all, and then they just go into this green state as though they've been fertilized, but I don't believe they have been. And okay, so like there's one here, but it's very likely to fall off. Like I cannot seem to get the water level right. Oh no, it's not opening. It was just the angle I was looking at it. Yeah, so these guys are really giving me trouble. I don't even love this plant. It's like a Longissima with the red margins, and it has raindrops on it, but it's clearly like a Tears of Mexico style raindrops with that like thicker skin and more, it's like not like a Echeveria raindrops where you have the more beautiful, softer raindrops, at least in terms of the morphology. Okay, wow, check this out. I'm actually so excited to be showing you this. This is Echeveria Shoe Cream, or Echeveria Cream Puff, are the two ways to say it. I like shoe cream because that's more, I don't know, it's just what I think of when I see it. But actually it looks, honestly, it's more like regular whipped cream. The look of the leaves when they're full, you can kind of start to see it happening. It's beautiful. They're fat, there's lots of curves to them. They do look like they were whipped up with like little soft peaks. Also, the propagations are just insane. Like each leaf is trying to have so many babies, and I cannot tell sometimes if it's crested or a cluster. I think usually it's a cluster, but it's just great. Like you don't even know which way to point your mama leaf because there's a whole circle, like it goes all the way around the node, popping out babies, and then the roots will shoot out in the middle. So you almost want to like this one might not even have roots, and it might never develop much in the way of roots. Okay, wait, hold on. So this one here might never get roots, or maybe it has like one or two. I feel like I see a little something, but that could be a dog hair. Literally, like, it's challenging to even figure out where the roots are supposed to come out. That's how many babies come off each leaf. So what I did was I noticed that my Echeveria cream puff babies were not doing so great down there in the tray. So I took them all out because I feel like they wanted more moisture and they want to grow. And I want to see them grow. And I had so many of them also. So like a lot of the plants down in that random propagation tray are just all different. So each one is kind of special because if I lose it, I might not have another one of that cultivar to grow. Whereas this one, the cream puff, I had so many that it was honestly it felt like it was this species or this hybrid was taking up too much space in my tray, or too many squares. So I kind of was like, you know what, why don't I just put them all in one? And I also added some perlite, and I added like some more organic material in there. There's systemic fungicide crystals in there. I soaked it. This is an orchid pot. Who knows how this is going to work? I put dark screen on it. I didn't realize before I ordered it, we ordered it online to pick up at Lowe's. I didn't realize quite how big these side things would be or how high up they would go. But honestly, it's a nice test because it'll be a long time anyway before any of the roots from these ones are down that low to even be upset by like a small amount of light. I don't even think much light would hit them because of it being overshadowed by the lip, except maybe the front one that's facing the window might get some light in like from a sideways angle. But I honestly think that they're going to be okay. I think that maybe they won't love to come all the way to the, they won't be like seeking out, like if they start poking out of the screen, those roots would like probably die maybe, or I could just, honestly, I would just trim them. I just prune them. It wouldn't be a big deal. It would be a good way to, I was thinking it might be a good way to kind of know when are these plants getting root bound, especially when I'm doing something so crazy as having this many plants in one pot, and they're all going to be competing for resources at some point. You have water at the bottom, but you still you got the vein up the side. That means that these leaves are soft. They're thirsty. There's not much roots. That's why, okay. You're still growing your roots. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to dump the rest of that because yuck. And I don't know where I'm going to dump it, but I think I'm going to do up here in the jade plant. Oh, I hope I didn't get my little hybridizing brush dirty. I think I probably just did. All right, I know for a fact that I watered this one yesterday, so this one's good. This is the Muiria hortense. Clearly, this one was also affected by some kind of powdery, unless it's just daconil, but it's like indented too on those spots. So annoying. So annoying. This one's not the healthiest, but I mean, it's got some roots, so hopefully it'll start drinking the water. Maybe it had fungus all over it and it was sad, and maybe the fungus is getting treated and it will get better. I got better when I treated like bacteria in my mouth once and it was hurting, and the dentist said they needed to shock it back, and then when they went to work on it, it would be better, and I think it worked. Okay, so now this plant, I'm just about ready to, I think it acclimated enough. I want to head chop it because these guys are a little tall. I don't want them to be that tall, and I also want more bushiness. I want more branchiness, so I'm gonna chop, and let those root. This Echeveria Elizabeth, these probably need another day no matter what. I feel like all of these need another day no matter what, because I watered them and they got really soaked. This plant, I always forget the name of it, but I have, like, whenever I check my notes, I know it again. I got it from Trader Joe's. It's just such a little trooper, and the babies from it are gorgeous. So like it definitely, I forget to water that one back there because it's like gross. What the hell is that? Is that powdery mildew? I'm taking this leaf. I don't know. I don't know if this is powdery mildew. It might be dried up daconil. But either way, this leaf is disgusting and is dead. So, those are some really stressed out jade plants that I had in a little pod for a while. So I'm going to show you the babies of this friend here at the offsets, and then I'm going to show you where those jade plants used to be. If I still have it, actually, I think I might have cleared that whole one out. So I'll show you an example of what it used to be like, I guess, or how I used to keep it. Let me just, because I touched that leaf. Okay. Let's see. So, see this tray here with all these little pods? That's where those jade plants were, those cuttings were, because I wanted them to get roots. And then there are these babies from that Trader Joe's one. I think this is a regular species, and they grew it from probably from offsets, but I don't think this is a hybrid. Anyway, it's so cute. It's very, I mean, yeah, honestly, the fact that it grows so well and doesn't struggle nearly, like, at all. Like, I kind of understand what Succulent Growing Tips Cat means when she says, like, it's more fun to grow species because nature kind of selected these plants to be hardy. Whereas we are often, in our cross-pollination hybrid experiments, we are selecting plants for how they look. And then we are just trying to go through the finicky tasks of keeping them alive. Now this I'm really proud of. It is one of the things that was originally in my Z seedlings a long time ago. Might still be alive here. I think that I have no idea what it is. Honestly, I dropped so many of my seedlings on the floor, got so many germs on them. Like they've had a journey, okay? And my Mediba, my black Mediba that I got from Twisted Succulents last year, it was my favorite plant. I mothered it too hard.
Sean, here is your reminder. It's almost time for therapy with Zebby.
Okay. Thank you. Alexa, what time is it?
The time is 2:45 p.m.
Okay, great. I have enough time to finish this. So, all right. This is those Miss Frizzle plants. Frizzle Sizzle. What are they called? Albuca viscosa. Nasty fungus gnats. Trying to get them to... I didn't want to put them under the grow lights because I wanted them to have like the feeling of winter. I think I'm going to actually remove their little humidity dome. Doesn't need it anymore. I wanted them to have the feeling of winter and like the winter amount of sunlight and stuff because I thought that they're winter growers. I could be wrong about that. But I actually might be right. No, see, 10C, not over 15C. So they need they need relatively cold temperatures to germinate. Maybe it's just not cold enough. Maybe they're too close to these grow lights over here, even though they don't get that warm. They do get a little warm. Anyway, my black Mediba, it was my favorite plant. I over-mothered it. All the leaves fell off one day. It went from looking so good. I mean, I was always checking the soil. Definitely going to use a less gritty soil mix in the future. So then I have it here in this pot where I just had like one little plant from my old Z thing tray left. And I decided maybe if it was moister like that, maybe these would not just put out roots, but actually start growing in offset. It's been months and they're finally growing in offset. That's all I needed to say. I don't know why that was such a mouthful for me. Pressured speech. Gotta chill. Okay, so then these are a bunch of Aeonium hybrids, I think, from like Etsy sellers that propose to have like all pink Aeonium hybrid mixes, which I kind of understand now after a year of having these plants, why it would be effective to just sell a mix, because you can just, you know, cross it with all the ones that look right, that look pink, and try to, you know, hope for the best. So then these are some Conophytum calculus, Conophytum rugosum, and then down here, I don't know, just some other plants that hopefully will germinate, maybe not, but hopefully they will. I think I got them from unusualseeds.net mostly. That's not plants, right? Tiny plants. No, it could be anything. It could be like chaff from something else that blew onto it. It could be medium looking crazy. All right, fine. Okay, then I've also got these leaves when I did all my head chops that I suspected of being more fungusy. Like the fungus, there's a fungus among us. So I'm just kind of watching them and seeing what they do. Do they continue to be diseased? Do their signs of treatment? Did they just have the signs from before and nothing new? And then we'll see. Those are technically still in quarantine, but they don't need to be. I gotta pot them up. Or I might just leave them in the things that in the medium they're growing in for now, because it just doesn't seem to be a problem, but we'll see. This I got because I thought it would be really fun to cross with other plants to get them to be really, really prolific, but more, you know, with the kind of look that I would want. I just don't know if that's going to be possible, but I'm going to play around with it and see, you know. We like a little mad science. We do like a little mad science in cultivation. Okay, so I think this is everything. I think that all of my plants have been checked on. They're all good. I only use the half gallon of water, which is ideal. I don't really want to be watering more than a half gallon a day. If I'm doing the ones up top, that's different. Like, they gotta eat and they're big. But I probably only need to water them like once a week because I water more I give them more of a soaking, and then they take more days to dry out. But yeah, this Neon Breakers has been doing nothing but losing leaves. No, I shouldn't say that. It also put out lots of gorgeous flowers that has been happily allowing me to attempt to cross-pollinate. So I should be grateful toward it. But it's lost a lot of leaves. Like even right now, there's like 3 leaves that it's the plant decided to kill, probably from fungus, honestly. I'm waiting until it gets completely dried up just because for some reason it seems to like eating its own leaves right now. And I've been watering it just like the last time and moving forward with the systemic fungicide. See, that is that new powdery mildew on top of like an old scar of old treated fungus? I don't know. Should I spray it with something or should I leave it? I think I'll leave it alone and just see what happens for now. No, you know what? That's stupid. I shouldn't just see what happens. Let me take a step up. Okay. It's shaped like powdery to me. Yeah, it looks like powdery to me a little bit. Okay. Oh gosh. I'm so not coordinated. Alexa, what time is it now?
The time is 2:50 p.m.
Okay, so I'm just gonna... Okay, it immediately turned orange when I sprayed it, so that's a good sign that it's actually already dead. So I was just worrying. It was just a scar of powdery mildew. All right, all I have to do is chop those and let them start to root and put them somewhere to root, and then I'm good. So I think that's good on plant tasks. I honestly like to tire myself out doing this because it just feels so regulating to me, and it's hard for me to do stuff like journaling. I just don't feel very motivated to do it. I think it just feels energy draining a bit because of like actually needing to write. But these I'm gonna figure out and spray. Need a bunch of stuff needs to get sprayed. So lazy. Not fully sterilizing anything, but more sanitary than not doing it, which is probably the thing that I next have, you know, the appropriate energy level for. This, I don't know what is happening to it. Is it getting crispy and burnt? And also, it's always dry and it's never growing roots properly. Let me get you. All right. Do I have to alcohol it between each one? I should. There's 3 separate plants, actually. Alexa, what time is it now?
The time is 2:52 p.m.
All right, Alexa, set a timer for 5 minutes.
5 minutes, starting now.
I just need it to callus over properly, and then once it calluses over, then I can once the jade plant cuttings callus over properly, then I will arrange them to be upright so that the, like, I don't know, stuff in the plant goes downward. I've heard that that's, like, necessary, so I don't know. Okay, so I think I need to do right in between, honestly. I'm just gonna... No, I can't. I just know it's stupid to use the same tool, even though they're in the same pot and they probably share a lot of the same breathing air. So basically what I couldn't get out before was just, I need to let this callus over, and then what I'll do is I'll, like, prop them up in there so that their bottoms are facing down and their tops are facing up, and that supposedly helps encourage roots a little faster. So that longissima is eating itself so fast. It's getting so dry. All my plants are turning green. Like, I can barely tell them apart as the colors are all fading away from being down in this, like, low light propagation area. But I don't care. They're obviously marked up, messed up, but we will put them in a sort of probably up here. This is probably going to be the big last chance lagoon where rejects go to live and reclaim their license on life. Okay, so now I need to do this. I'm just making this take so much longer than it needs to. Just, how would I feel if a doctor didn't wash his hands between patients, you know? That's how I feel about this, even though it's very egotistical of me to even compare myself to a doctor in any way. Your trunk is already good. I mean, how about there? Okay, so now that's going to be nice with those. It should branch out in two directions for all four of those, and each one of them will be on their way to being a more bushier jade plant. And at least this soil mix is very much like when you start to loosen the plant up, the soil mix falls away. So I'm not scared to put 3 plants together in there. I might need to add some perlite in there for moisture retention, though, because I don't think there's enough vermiculite right now. And or not enough organic material, maybe. I might, I'll have to see. But whatever I do, I'm gonna continue on the side of keeping it lightweight for them so that the roots can easily move around and find what they want. Excited. I'm gonna have carnivorous plants coming soon, and that's really, really exciting because it's nothing like what I've grown currently. Hold on. Okay, I'm gonna run down the stairs and get the mail. I think I'm gonna have to pause this because it's gonna have my address. I got 2 packages of likely plant mail or doll mail. Hopefully one is at least plant mail. And my student loan notice. All right, I'm gonna open, I have to run my therapy session. Identity pins, things I should not have bought because it was not in the budget, but will help me anyway. Oh gosh. And of course, this is not plant mail. It's just facial wipes or whatever we get from Billy. Okay, well, anyway, thank you for coming along with me. It was really fun to tend to my plant collection and obsess over moisture levels for all these boys and girls and NBs. And thank you for coming along with me. I hope it was fun. I'm going to turn the loud fan back on. I know you've been hearing these 7 fans, but I'm not willing to reduce my ventilation that much. Need to get a Vornado air circulator, though. All right, have a great day, and I hope you got something done while this was playing in the background.